been saying, Amduna, by Professor Ango Abdullahi, specifically. He is the convener of the Northern Elders Forum. And so good to have you here, Prof, as you join us on this conversation.
Well, let me just make this introduction very quickly. This is the chairman of the Northern Elders Forum, who have come out to Tinubu are not good candidates to fix Nigeria at this time. Well, he didn't make any choice or point in any direction, but then he also went on to say that amongst all these two who have come out, who are already flag bearers on the platform of the PDP and the APC respectively, are not good to fix Nigeria. So let us listen to him. Let's listen to him now.
Tinubu, Atiku may not necessarily be the best for Nigeria as we head to the 2023 elections.
Well, it's true. I think this country has been going through a lot of debates, discussions, and so on about its problems, past and present, and its expectations for the future. I think this has been going on for a long time, especially for those of us that have been graced by God's time to be 60, 70, 80 years old. We have seen a lot in the country. We have seen efforts about the country's political, social, and economic last 7 decades. And definitely, in being an observer, not just a lazy observer, but a keen observer of events in the country. We also have history of leadership, different types of leadership that we have had since our independence in 1960. And I'm happy to say that in 1960, I was a student at the University of Ibadan, University College Ibadan at that time. And we have seen our first generation leaders, Atiku, Balewa, Olo, Odona, and others, who have struggled to lead the country, first lead it to independence in 1960, and post-independence after 1960, to as far as 1966, when the military struck and terminated the government we inherited from Britain, the federal system of government that we inherited. And from there on, things didn't go as smoothly as we all wished, and ups and downs and so on, including the Civil War and the rest of it. And still kept hoping that Nigeria would find that class of leaders that would face the challenges of the nation and towards development in modern nations or within modern nations. So I think this is really the crux of the matter. If you look at me in terms of that comment, if you look at me in that context, I've seen leadership in Nigeria for the last 70 years. And I can categorize as a former teacher. I can score the various types of leadership that we experience in this country. And so it could be within my objective rights to at any time make a comment, either in terms of quality of past leadership or current leadership, or the kind of... I looked at Nigeria as a broken down vehicle, for example, and a broken down vehicle which you cannot replace In this case, metaphorically, you cannot replace Nigeria with another Nigeria. You can only repair the wrongs in Nigeria, like the mechanic will repair the wrongs in a broken down vehicle. And this is why I said that given my history and given my experiences in the political history of this country, I became convinced that the mechanics that have been put forward by the political process that we have experienced this last few years, especially in recent months, that eventually threw up the kind of mechanics that are expected to repair Nigeria. And this is why I took exception and said that these are not the best mechanics to repair the faults in the Nigerian failed vehicle or failed state. And it happens that I'm also making this with all humility that out of 200 million mechanics that we have, it's my conviction that these are not the best mechanics for the time being.
For still insisting on that. But some Nigerians will read meanings into your position as being a revolt against the political system that we currently are practicing. And we've seen issues of vote buying, money politics, and all of that. What do you have to say about that?
Sorry, could you be clear? I couldn't pick you on this. Go ahead and repeat what you are trying to hear.
I just said some Nigerians will read meanings into your position as being a revolt against the.
Yes, I've always been on the side of, if you like, you call it the revolt, you may as well call it revolt. I am not a fan of the presidential system of government. And this is an opinion I've held for very many years together with my friends, some of them are late, like my classmate and very close friend, Dr. Ibrahim Tahir and so on. We believed right from the beginning of the introduction of the presidential system that we had adopted a wrong system of government that does not fit the Nigerian situation or the Nigerian environment or the Nigerian level of political development. We abandoned something that we haven't quite fully tried, but it was working for us. The parliamentary system of government which we experimented with, or which we started with in 1960 until 1966 when it was overthrown. And we thought that without giving us an opportunity to even debate the pros and cons of keeping parliamentary system vis-a-vis the dreams of some people who thought that we should borrow presidential system either from France or from America and so on. We are not given the opportunity to even discuss the pros and cons. We are just asked to go and pick a system, a presidential system, and it appears that the American presidential system is what was eventually brought. And to my mind, so many years we have experimented with the presidential system. It has not worked well for Nigeria. It has not worked for Nigeria. And it's not fair to even say that when you.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry, sir. The Yorubas, as we say, you know, I'm not supposed to. And I bet you he knows where his certificates are. He knows where his certificates are. If these ones that are now the trending issue now is no certificates, and you want to get employed, you want to serve, it's not possible. They talk to us as if every other person is dumb, as if we do not have reasoning, as if there is no reasoning for every other person, as if they are the only ones who know how to think. Let's listen to Baba a little more, then we will we'll move on. We'll move on from there. But please do drop your comment, make them simple and civil as it goes. So let's listen to him a little more, then we'll move on.
The 6 years or 5 years we had from 1960 to 1966, Nigeria made a lot more progress between 1960 and 1966 than it has made under the presidential system of government that we started with Shagari, and eventually for the last 20 years we have been trial and error and so on. But I'm sure I've heard you discussing whether it is failure of the judiciary, whether it is the failure of the executive branch. It is just the failure of the system that we have brought in, and the system does not fit our situation.
Okay, a failure of the system. But isn't it...
I'm not a fan of presidential system of government that we are operating now.
Isn't it because the presidential system of government through the executive presidency actually aligned with the military concept of a strong man at the center to give orders because of the Nigerian nature, the nature of Nigerians not wanting to follow procedures easily? That's why the military insisted that we should have the presidential or executive presidential system kind of government.
Then why are we crying about restructuring? When you hear people cry now about restructuring, they want true federalism. They want all sorts of true this, true that, true that, true that. We have moved away from basic elements of good federal system of government, regional blocks that were working constitutionally,
a new SMS from
socially, and economically. The northern region, the eastern region, the western region, and so on, they were working. And each region, when Iransi came, he abolished the regions and introduced provinces, provincial system into the presidential system we borrowed from the United States. And even in the United States, if you look at how their states are operating, obviously there is a lot of independence of decisions, of legislation, and so on in the state vis-a-vis the federal government, and so on. So I don't know when people are talking about restructuring. I don't know what they are trying to talk about, whether they want more states, whether they want more local governments. They want more divisions in the Nigerian states. And we are almost at the point of saying that each tribe or each linguistic group or each ethnic group could have its own state or something like that. And looking at it overall, we made a mistake in moving away from federal system of government, which we could have improved a lot. Because when we inherited 4 regions, or 3 regions, no 4, North, East, and West, in 1963, under Balewa government, working closely with the Chifaolo of Western Nigeria, the Midwest region was created.
Well.
Very.
It's obvious from all indication there is nothing these guys have to offer. They have nothing to offer. There is no doubt. And so it's in our hands now that a lot of us have gotten our PVCs. It's important that we vote wisely. Don't sell your votes. Don't take money from anybody because to cast your vote for them. No. Say no to vote buying. Well, thank you very much for joining us. This is Serious Matters on TV. My name is Olukunle Abraham. Of course, please don't forget to drop your comment, make them simple and civil, and also share.